All the living organisms are composed of cell. The cell is the basic functional and structural unit of life. All cells are formed by the division of the already existing cells, in which in terms of the biology means reproduction. Broadly, there are two types of cells, the prokaryotic cell and the eukaryotic cell. So now, let's know more about the two types of cells. Eukaryotic cell structure are cells that contain a true nucleus and organelles, including mitochondria, chloroplast, the endoplasmic reticulum, the Golgi apparatus, and lysosome. It is larger and more complex. It grows and reproduces through a process called mitosis. The first structure of the eukaryotic cell is the plasma membrane or the cell membrane. So this is the cell membrane or the plasma membrane. So the plasma membrane envelops the cell or outermost covering of the cell, which protects and separating the cell from the external environment. The cell membranes have a selective permeability, meaning only certain substances may enter and leave the cell. Next is the nucleus. So the nucleus is located here. And the nucleus is bounded by two membranes, which is the inner and outer nuclear membranes. The nucleus houses the cell genetic material or DNA. The outermost boundary of the nucleus is the nuclear envelope, and that nuclear envelope is punctuated with pores that control the passage of ions, molecules, and RNA between the nucleoplasm and cytoplasm. Is a gel-like fluid that fills the entire inside of the cell. So the cytoplasm is where most of the cell's metabolic reaction occur. Endoplasmic reticulum is attached to the nuclear envelope and nucleus. There are two types of endoplasmic reticulum. The rough endoplasmic reticulum, so here it is located here, and the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, so here. So the reason why the rough endoplasmic reticulum is called rough is due to the ribosomes that are attached to the outside of the nucleus. Ribosomes that are not attached is called smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So ribosome here. So this is the ribosome. So the ribosomes are the cellular structures responsible for protein synthesis. And the Golgi apparatus are also called the Golgi body here. So this is the Golgi body. This one. Are sometimes called the packaging plant of the cell. It takes proteins newly produced in the endoplasmic reticulum and packages them so they can function properly in the lysosomes. So this is lysosome and also this one. So lysosomes are small vesicles that originate at the Golgi complex. They contain lysosomes and other digestive enzymes that break down foreign material taken into the cell by phagocytosis. Mitochondria. So the mitochondria is here. This one also. So the mitochondria is referred to as the powerhouse or energy factories for both animal and plant cell. As you've probably guessed, the mitochondria are the main sites of energy production. There is also a cell wall. In plant cell, you see a structure external to the plasma membrane called the cell wall. So the cell wall is the rigid covering that protects the cell, provides structural support, and gives shape to the cell. There are many unique structures that only some cells have. In human, for example, the respiratory tract is lined with cells that have cilia. There are microscopic hair-like projections that can move in waves. This feature helps to trap the inhaled particles in the air and expels them when you cough. Another unique feature in some cells is flagella. Some bacteria have flagella. So a flagellum is like a little tail that can help a cell move or propel itself, and the only human cell that has flagellum is the sperm cell. Good day. So now I am going to discuss the prokaryotic cell. Before that, I will give you some hint what prokaryotic is, and later on I will define every structure that prokaryotic cell have. Come and be with me as we go along to the topic. Prokaryotic cells are much smaller than eukaryotic cells. Prokaryotic cells also do not have a true nucleus, only a nucleoid, which is located on the central open part of the cell where the DNA is found. So it is also a unicellular organisms that lack organelles, and the prokaryotic cell is reproduced through a process called binary fission. The first structure is the plasma membrane or the cell membrane. So the cell membrane is located here. So both prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells have a plasma membrane. This membrane is similar in structure and function to eukaryotic cell membrane. So cell membrane is a thin lipid bilayer that completely surrounds the cell and separates the inside from the outside. So it is also selectively permeable. Therefore, the membrane controls which substances may enter or leave the cell. Next is the cytoplasm. So the cytoplasm is located here. So this is a cytoplasm. And cytoplasm or protoplasm of bacterial cells is where the functions for cell growth, metabolism, and replication are carried out. It is a gel-like matrix composed of water, enzymes, nutrients, waste product, proteins, carbohydrates, and lipids. A complex mixture of all the materials required by the cell for its metabolism. Next is the cell wall or the bacterial cell wall. So here is the cell wall. So, the structure of the bacterial cell walls is quite different from the relatively simple structure of eukaryotic cell walls, although they serve the same functions, providing rigidity, strength, and protection. Next is the capsule. So, this is the capsule thing. So, capsule is highly organized and firmly attached to the cell wall. Capsules usually consist of polysaccharides, which may be combined with lipids and proteins depending on the bacterial species. So capsules can be detected using a capsule staining procedure, which is a type of negative stain. Some prokaryotic cells also have other structures like the flagella and pili. Each of these structures and cellular components plays a critical role in the growth, survival, and reproduction of prokaryotic cell. So the bacterial flagellum. So this is the flagellum. So flagellum is a microscopic hair-like organelle used by cells and microorganisms for movement. So last is the pili. So this is the pili. Pili is a plural form and pilos is the singular form. So it is a thin, rigid fiber made of protein. So the primary function of pili are to attach a bacterial cell to specific surfaces or to the other cells. So closely related to pili are structures called fimbria. These are short, filamentous structures present in large numbers that aid in a cell adherence to surfaces. A bacterium that has fimbria is usually with short hair like fibers. So, those are the structures of the eukaryotic cells and the prokaryotic cells. Thank you for listening.